We wish you a happy potatoes and a spudly new year. Orion with the tremendous timing. How's it going? How are you doing? Samsung, thoughts on the new ZWO mount? Almost tempted to buy one myself. We are going to talk about that as well today. We're going to do a little bit of James Webb and also talk about that new mount that has been announced from ZWO. Perfect timing, Orion. So adorable. Hello, my love. Smoochies. How's everybody doing today? Happy Christmas Eve. No, wait. Oh my God. Wait, what day are we on? What day is today? Merry Christmas Eve. They call me Fast Hand Orion. Beg pardon. Fastest redeemer in the Twitch. If there's a redeem that you have, Orion's gonna get it real quick, you see. Mate, what's going on, mate? Jay, how are you? How's it going? Welcome in. So yes, we're going to be talking about the James Webb Space Telescope, which is due to launch. How do you have a sub? We had some gifted subs last night, and you're the recipient of one of the gifted subs. So somewhere on here, and yeah, also, we're 5 minutes in. But yeah, somewhere on here is your name on one of these printed stubs. Yeah, enjoy your emotes. Glad to have you in here. Glad to have you guys in here today. On the eve of the James Webb Space Telescope launch, this is already set up in French Guiana on the launch pad, and I gotta say, it is incredibly impressive. Is that a new mouse mat, or is your awareness just that bad you never noticed? It is a new mouse mat. It's the one that you can buy off the Stream Elements store. It is rather nice. I think I'm going to expand everything that we have to offer on there because I like it. It's nice and sturdy. We did our build on Sunday with that, and yeah, it's yeah, for as far as like F-bombs go, we try to keep that to the absolute bare minimum. So we used 2. I mean, mate, you used up the quota for everybody today. That's it. We're done. I mean, I can say it. I can say all we want, but I'll censor it. But it's a nice mouse mat. It is really cool. I like it. So yeah, I wouldn't. If it was garbage, I wouldn't recommend this thing. I would say forget it. Like, it's so far everything seems to be holding up really nice. The only thing I would say is I would change the colors a little bit. I would just boost up the saturation. It just seemed like a little dull. That's the only thing I would say. And I think that's also more on my end because the maple leaf over here in the stars actually looks really vibrant. Commander Blake. Hello. How are you? Good to see you in here. And my goodness, what a fun time I had in Elite Dangerous last night. Yeah, mate, you got a gifted sub from Quiglius last night. I do appreciate the subs and those who are just hanging out in the stream. It's always wonderful to have you guys in here. So we absolutely shattered our December goal, and I have nothing but thanks and appreciation for the support given here. And it is what we have. What we're going to be doing actually. Here's a few things. A little bit of updates for our Lego set reveal. We do. I have there is a monster one that we're going to reveal tomorrow. Not tomorrow. Sorry, Sunday. Sunday morning's Lego stream. We'll have a massive reveal because that is just an incredible amount of subs that we have reached over here. So yeah, we have an incredible set to unveil. And yeah, there's a few others that we still have in the pipeline. Hello, Lily. How are you? I thought launches on the 24th. It is tomorrow morning at 12:20 Greenwich Mean Time. So kind of set your clocks from however that is. For me, we're going to be starting the stream at 6 in the morning, Eastern Standard Time. And we'll be keeping an eye on the launch. And we are going to just watch the next usher in a new era of space exploration, of observing. And what we're going to be talking about is what is the James Webb Space Telescope? What can it do? What is its purpose? Where is it going to be? Can we service this thing if anything goes wrong? Short answer, no. But doing very well today. Doing really well today, mate. We are, for those who are celebrating Christmas, I wish you a Merry Christmas Eve. And for those who don't, Happy Friday. Glad to have you guys in here today. We got a bit of a short stream, and I do understand that there are, for those who may be having family, I understand if people don't make it in today, that's fine. I mean, it's a bit of a shorter stream, and it really is just kind of catch things up on what is the James Webb Space Telescope, so we know why a lot of people are so freaking excited over this. That's our heart emote, like a bunch of people do have their heart emotes. This is based off the Heart Nebula. It is one of the photos that I did take, and we turned it into one of our heart emotes for Twitch. And it was actually about this time last year that we reached our goal to be able to unlock that heart emote. So that's the 1 year anniversary for this emote. That's in December, so that's always a nice thing to have. And we've had plenty more emotes that have been released and updated and unlocked, which is absolutely fantastic for all the support you guys have been given over here. And like I said, we're going to be aiming to get some extra little bits of equipment. And you broke your brother's Nintendo. Why would you break the Nintendo? Why would you break that one? And how did you said your PS5 was a little crazy. How'd that go? Equipment? Some kind of equipment. What's going on, Bill? How are you? Good to see you in here. How are things? How is your Christmas Eve going? The PS5 is all good now. Okay, good. What happened to it? What has occurred? Because it's a brand new system. It's not like they're in abundance for kind of replacing it if anything did happen. Cloudy and rainy in the desert today. It smells fantastic. How does the desert smell? Like, I know when around here you get that smell of dirt. Is it a different kind of smell in the desert? It failed and you had to repair it. Well, good thing. Glad you got that fixed. Especially now when it is like ridiculously difficult to get a hold of any kind of new system right now. Yeah, we are keeping on. There's a few different channels we're going to be looking at with their Twitter feeds and with their videos. Like right now, the James Webb Space Telescope is on the launch pad. It's got a unique smell. It's more than just dirt. Is it kind of like you get the smell from the flowers, or the cactus flowers? It actually has a name, Petri Core. Interesting. What's going on, Third Rock? How are you? How are you doing? We got a few mods. In here, mate. We at least have one or two kind of kicking around whenever we're streaming. Always good to have you guys, and I always appreciate the efforts that you do put forth, because the odd time we do get some things happening in here. It's not too often. Like last night, we did get a stream sniper who thought it was a great idea to blow up my ship and Claire Burr's ship in Elite Dangerous for and giggles. We've changed it now. It's no longer a command.
It's now a channel point redeem. The goats are with channel points. We're switching things up a little bit here. We can control the goats. And as soon as I get it figured out, we will have the chaos goat mode, where every one of our goats will go on sale. And I'm just working on that and getting that implemented. But we have our goats. For the goat redeemed, there's a chance there's one of three will pop up. And there is the all goats command, which is now 20% louder, as well as some savory goats. Savor the goat for either 20, 40, or 80 bits. And that's one of the small changes that we did. And why that seemed to me to be like the important thing to do, well, it's just that we love the goats. Trying to figure, what are you going to do, Lily? Nova! Nova Charter, what's going on, friend? How are you? Twitty Twisted, hello. Mojo Jojo, little cute girl. Spock the pup. Hey, who's a good Spock? Who's a good Spock the pup? Ellen 170, thank you very much for the follow. How are you doing? Welcome in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Not too shabby, eh? What were you up to? Actually, I know what you're up to. You're doing some marbles. I was lurking earlier. How are things? Yeah, doing well. Doing really well today. We are talking about the James Webb Space Telescope because this puppy is on the launch pad in French Guiana, ready to go. You want a cookie? I don't have a cookie. Unfortunately, all I have is hot food and some chocolate, which, Spock, that's not good for you. That's not good for you, bud. These are my chocolates. These are my chocolates. Marbles was fun as always. Marbles is cool. It's there's very little control that we have over our marbles, and we seem to think we all know that perfect little formula. We know that perfect formula. When they hit exclamation point play, you know, that's the there's some strategy in there. Yeah, guys, go check out Nova Charter stream. A wonderful community, a wonderful human being, and yeah, just an adorable pup as well. Always good to see Spock the pup on stream. Yeah, for those who are new to the channel, I appreciate you guys coming in with Nova. My name is Tom. I am the Astro Canuck, and usually we're taking live images of outer space. However, at the moment, well, here's all this snow and gray clouds. But what we are really excited about, what we are really looking forward to, is the launch of the James Webb Space Telescope. Now, we will also, whenever we do have the clear skies, we are actually taking some interesting pictures of outer space. And sometimes we'll actually look at the moon when, you know, when we have no other choice, because the moon does block out a lot of the light. No snow for you right now. Tomorrow is gray and 57. Oof, oh boy. Can you have some cookies or chocolate or spaghetti? Mate, you could have chocolate covered spaghetti. Give that a go. How's that? Try that one. But yeah, it's usually when we have some clear skies, we'll take a look at some interesting images. And what's up, Lux? Yeah, you got Christmas in like 3 hours. Holy potatoes. Well, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to everybody who is celebrating Christmas. Like I said, Happy Friday. Good Saturday morning to those. Stream for the drops. I have like 1 or 2 marble drops, Nova, from watching your stream, but I haven't actually claimed it yet. Hopefully we can still claim it. It's not like time sensitive. Yeah, what we're looking to do today is give you guys a little more insight on the James Webb Space Telescope. Like I said, that is launching tomorrow morning. And for my time, it is 7:20 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, or 12:20 Universal Coordinated Time. So you can check your clocks on that. If you're farther out in Europe, it's going to be a little later on in the afternoon, or earlier in the afternoon for you. For us, it's early in the morning, so we're starting our stream at 6 a.m. tomorrow. And we're going to be up bright and early. So if you would like to join us for the launch at 7:20 is when it's expected. If there is any delays, they do have a bit of a window of for a launch period. It's not an instantaneous launch, which is nice. So if they have to delay a little bit, then we can hold off, and we will stick with you guys we'll stick with the launch for until I think it's the next half hour, 45 minutes is when you kind of get the information. We'll go through things in just a little bit, what we can expect during the launch, and what we're going to be seeing, and waiting for any call outs for information, because there are a great deal of things that need to go right in order to make sure this is going to be a successful mission for James Webb. So I did have some little things prepared-ish, kind of, lightly. You're very, very tempted to pre-order that thing. You canceled when you saw earlier shipments only in April. Well, I guess they have the announcement. Actually, it's where is I have the link, because I do want to talk about that before we get into James Webb. What we have coming up was recently announced from ZWO is a new mount, a new harmonic drive mount, and it is looking very, very nice. It's small. It's only about 5 kilos, and you don't, unless you're going over the weight limit, you're not going to need a counterweight. You've seen the telescope when it's set up on the deck. There is that long counterweight because it needs to be balanced with the German equatorial mount. But the beauty of the harmonic drives is you are able to put a substantial payload on this little mount and still get decent guiding and just be able to have a more compact setup. It opens them up to supporting future mounts on ASI Air. It'd be great if they start expanding things, because I mean, for the price of this, the introductory price they have it's like $2,000 US, and pardon me, if you order it before January 30th or something like that, you get the pure extension and a tripod as well included in the price. You can mount a 200 PDS on that without guiding or weights. It just blows my mind about the inner workings of the harmonic drives. And yeah, that it's like less. It's almost the same price as the EQ6R Pro. No, wait, it's a little no. EQ6R, it's like 2,500. How long is the cooldown on the GOAT channel points? It's like 5 seconds each. Are you on mobile? Is it showing that it's not available? ZWO says it has ASCOM support. I mean, for everything that we kind of want to do, and maybe use this as our wide field mount. Oh, you're on mobile.
Oh, don't say that word.
Freeman, what's going on? How are you doing? What anti-collision capability does JWST have, as the Lagrange points are prime real estate? That's a fantastic question. I never thought about that. Because it is in stable orbit, they can monitor what may be hanging out in that area and adjust as needed. But yeah, I never actually thought about the any possible collision points, but everything should still be moving in harmony around those areas. It's cheaper than your Hubble Traveler with a little more payload capacity. How much is one of the Hubble mounts? Because I think I was looking at those before when Dustin was talking about them, and it just seemed like, oh, that seems like a great idea. And look at the price, and it's like, what, like $5,000 or something for those? Double the cost. Yeah, so to be able to put something like a C11, put a larger, like we could put the RC scope on there, and we even exactly. This is so freaking cool. This opens up so much, so many options. So you can do, if you add the, so there's a counterweight that will be available for it. It doesn't seem like they're talking about it. The Traveler is $3,500 US. I mean, it's how. The only thing I think that will change on this, on the mount, is their laser. I think this laser sight is not going to make it into final production. It'll take an 8-inch RC, but you need a solid pier for it. The physics on a tripod scared you.
Oh, don't say that word.
It is. I would probably almost opt to use the same kind of mount, the same tripod that I'm using for the EQ6R Pro. I would almost opt to use one of those. JWST stands for James Webb Space Telescope, and that is this. That is this telescope here that we're going to be looking at today. But yeah, right now what we're looking at is this telescope mount, and it's nice and compact, and I think for the price point, this seems fantastic. This seems amazing. $3,590 on OPT, up to $25,000 for the Hubble T4000. It's insane. That's quite a bit. So you can also use this in the azimuth. Is it an azimuth mount if you're just going to be doing any observations, which is fantastic. Again, it switches up its diversity. So when you can plate solve and go to, then you are going to be then you're going to be pointed directly at the object you want to be seeing. Imagine all the capabilities with this mount. 20 kilo max weight is a very, very huge scope. Who's responsible for keeping the Lagrange points clean? There you go, gravity. These are stable gravity points, and pretty much unless anything is getting trapped or you're going to it, everything kind of gets sits around the Earth, around Jupiter does a great job of ushering a lot of things around there. The T4000 has a 179 kilo payload, or 396 pounds. Okay, well I wouldn't say that's overkill. That's a few years down the line. £400, you put a coin slot on it and offer rides at Walmart. I asked Trevor about it, and he said he won't get it, but will have an eye. I gotta say, for a lot of things that we do on this channel, I would definitely want to go for this. I would definitely want to add this into our repertoire. But then that also includes adding another camera, another guide scope, another guide camera. So it isn't just the cost of the mount, but it is also everything that's going to have to go along with it. So it is. I mean, I think it's fantastic to use for a wide field setup, and I'm going to be very, very forgiving with the wide field setup we have right now. EQ6R Pro versus ZWO AM5. Imagine. In this corner from Shenzhen, China, weighing it at 5 kilos, has a load capacity of 13 to 20 kilograms. It is the ZWO AW5. Facing in this corner from the United States of America, Skywatcher EQ6R Pro, the reigning and current champion. You're passing on the Star Adventure. You're passing on your Star Adventure to a friend soon to use your Traveler instead. It's super capable mount. I miss my Star Adventure. I miss that mount. It is. I mean, it's fantastic. So, I mean, the not so much that we do a great deal of the remote work. New phone. Who dis? Who dis? Who dat? Hello. No, I would be interested to see how well this works. And like I said, I think the only thing that's probably going to not make it into production is that laser sight, because it just seems that you're opening it up to. It's just that I wouldn't imagine that people are going to misuse it, but at the same time, how often would you actually use the laser if you kind of have this set up fairly infrequently, or you just have it set up and you leave it, then maybe you don't really need to keep polar aligning, do you? 130 APO without any weights looks risky. I don't know if I go for a 130. Maybe a Esprit 120. Use one of those, right? So far, there's been discussion about it. Quiv always makes me wonder, though. Why do you have a hybrid mount strain wave gear in RA and declination? It's a standard worm. Oh, I know that does seem. Got 11 kilos on there. I thought that would actually weigh more. You know. Just make sure everything's all anchored well. And make sure every time I set the scope up, I'm always afraid that I haven't anchored something, and I'm going to adjust it, and things are just going to tip off. No matter how many times I'll tighten all the bolts and all the attachments, I'm thinking something's going to drop. Wouldn't want it to, obviously. But yeah, I think what I'm very, very attracted to this mount. Not like that. Maybe a little. You got a portable pier for your 8-inch RC. Like, I figured it would work well with the RC scope. It's still within the weight limit, and really, we're not adding too much. Not adding too much weight. Love your mount. Don't love your mount. So I think, yeah, the only thing I would be interested to see the stability of this carbon fiber mount that they're offering with it. I mean, it doesn't look, to me, it doesn't seem to look as robust as some of the other mounts. As the tripod. I would want something that is its own little tank as well. Like, maybe if we didn't have anything, if it was at the lowest point. But I don't know how many of us actually utilize if you don't extend any of the legs on your tripod, because there always seems to be something. Carbon fiber is nice, but it hums in the wind. I did have a carbon fiber tripod for my Star Adventurer, and I did notice there was significant wobbling, no matter how low I kind of kept it. It wasn't until I moved, I had the little pier extension for what would be for, which mount was it? Like the AZ, like one of the smaller Skywatcher mounts. But the pier extension worked really well for the Star Adventure, and I just put that in the Celestron tripod that I had, and it worked out pretty well. Focal length longer than 9,000 millimeters. It's not. Wait, is it 9,000 or 900? Oh, okay. I'm thinking, what? Why would they even put that? Who has that kind of focal length? 900 without guiding. You have the radiant carbon fiber tripod, and it's awesome for portable use, but the wind vibration when you really extend them fully is limiting. That was probably one of the other issues I had with the mount, is I needed to have the tripod extended fairly high, which, well, because you guys, those who remember the streams from my back garden in England, that we had very limited viewing space. Kazakh Princess, hello. Hello, how you doing? Good to see you in here today. How is your Friday going? Yes, the 3,000 millimeter APO with a 3 times Barlow. Is it even effective at that point anymore? Your family is gaslighting you. Why? Why would they do it? Why on such a day? Why would they be doing that? One thing I would like to see is become a standard is USB 2 and 3 12-volt ports built into the mount, like the EQ8R software BISC mounts. Won't include the plane wave mounts as they are not consumer grade. Well, Kazakh Princess, if you are happy to hang out here with us, we'll talk about some telescope parts. We'll look at some images of outer space. Not live, because here's our weather. We're happy to have you in here today. We are talking about the new mount that is released from ZWO, and we're also going to be talking about the James Webb Space Telescope.
By the power of Grayskull, I have the mustache.
Oh boy! How's it going, old balls? How you doing, Pops? I get in the habit of asking them to repeat themselves, and it makes them think about what they said, and it'll discourage them from talking to you. Well, there you go. It's that's always got to be tough, especially when it's family. Appreciate the advice there, Bill. It's always wonderful to have you in here. If you're going to include it, HEQ5 plus all the guiding accessories is the same price as this mount that don't need all that, to fair comparison after all. I still think that the HEQ5 is a very good mount to use. And maybe it is possibly because of the latest toy. And maybe we do. I don't know. It's kind of, I like the color coordinated nature of everything. I know that the universe does not give a shit about. Did that even work? Doesn't care about what your telescope mount looks like. We like to see what it looks like. None whatsoever. No. But our OCD, yes. Yeah, that's the other thing. It's we just like everything to look nice. Some people are happy to have a complete rat's nest of cables. The universe does not care, however. Bill will judge you. You will be judged. We have a selection of beverages today. We have a little bit of coffee, water, eggnog for the festivities. The black carton eggnog for those who are keeping score in Canada. Last time we were working on the OPT's remote domes in Joshua Tree, sent photos to Dustin, captioned cries in telco. I've seen a few pictures of the mounts there. Is it not It's not up to your standard, eh? Then he cleaned up his cables. I mean, also, if it kind of gets the job done, right? What's your excuse for getting a massive scope? Well, so I can have a bigger scope, and then all the guys at the star party.
You see Lux roll up with that giant. He needed a whole tractor trailer. It looks like he may have stolen the Hubble Space Telescope, deorbited that thing, and brought it down to Earth. Can you imagine? That was mostly the PC and network kit shoved under the counter. Do you have these images available? I would like to see the chaos. I mean, it's hard enough just trying to set up like a home network in here. But getting something that's going to work remotely and have that many cabling going on. Yeah, things are going very well today on a Friday. Glad to have you guys in here. Like I said, we're going to be catching up on what is the James Webb Space Telescope. And because tomorrow morning, a lot of people tomorrow afternoon, starting at 12:20 Universal Coordinated Time, is when the launch is scheduled for. And I got to say that I've been on pins and needles for quite a while, and it's just because it is absolutely it has been such a long time coming for this scope to be this observatory to be launched. It has been labeled as the successor to the Hubble Space Telescope. It isn't meant to replace it. It is working alongside Hubble as long as it can, as long as Hubble is still is able to be in service. And it's going to take about 6 months for the science to begin, as long as everything goes well, when it is launched from French Guiana tomorrow morning, 7:20 a.m. our time. You now need a black or white guide scope for your silver QHY mini guide scope. Now is out of place. Mount black, camera black, filter wheel black, black and blue, focuser blue and black, OTA white and black. Oh, the struggles, the struggles, Third Rock. I calculated that a 200 millimeter focal length of at f2.8 Canon L lens, dithered and drizzle, has the same resolution as an 80 ED. Kind of interesting if you want to think about it. Now, it's also the only thing about the lenses, like Canon, the camera lenses, is just so many glass elements in there, and having, for the most part, you're not really going to have, you're not always going to be picky about the reflections that you may catch in there. But I always think the less glass elements you can have between you and between your camera and your target is just going to be that much more efficient at transmitting the light. So you can keep up with everything on James Webb with the ESA Webb, the European Space Agency, on their Twitter feed, on Ariane 5, and yeah, we're going to be keeping a close eye on everything over the next 12 hours. Can you drop? Yes, links are fine. Links are good to drop in there. Oh my goodness. I mean, cosmetically, it is. You could not even put lipstick on this pig. That wouldn't help. It looks like something out of a movie about hacking. They entered the server room. I'm in. See, that's all nice and fair and nice and neat. You got cable ties, and see,
There you go. Compare this versus that. No boy. Which guide camera do you have in there? Is that the 120 Mini, or is it another, or is it the, or is it a different one? Because if you have the 120 Mini, I'm wondering how you got like that far in there to have focus with the 50 ED. Because mine sticks way out before I could even get it into any kind of focus. All right, I'm fiddling with this. I actually need to let's get rid of this Christmas treat. Yeah, I see the OAG. But my question is about this is how far into the tube you have the camera. Okay. Double the guiding, double the perfection. Oh yeah, because I have like an extension on the camera, and then it sticks like way like you gotta like the back focus on this is ridiculous, to say the least. I mean, it's a wonderful looking setup though. It's a very nice looking setup. Again, you got all of the black aesthetic. Keep the reflections down, right? That's the Hubble 170 HD on the William Optics Pier. And you have a little bit of a counterweight on there, I see. Like that, like it's so dainty. It doesn't look like there's a whole lot of an intrusive amount of counterweight going on there too. See, that's the other thing. As I have yet to see anybody in North America right now who has an EQ6R counterweight available. It's pretty late. You don't think you need it at all. It's just there to make you feel better. If it helps you, if it helps calm your nerves during any imaging sessions. William Optics became like Apple overpriced a bit, or should you say a photon? Now, from what I've seen, I haven't actually used any William Optics products at all. But I have heard more people singing their praises than anything. And I know a lot of people, when William Optics released that wedge that could be used with the Skywatcher, a lot of people did ditch Skywatcher's little mount for the Star Adventurer. And they switched over to the William Optics, which was almost as much as, which was like getting up to the price of the Star Adventurer itself. You want to print a 3D printed ABS counterweight that holds both the battery pack and the Titan controller. Just kind of tidy things up, right? And that way you're customizing a little bit of the weight. Everything almost has increased in price over the last 2 years. And pretty much the prices aren't going to go back to 2019 prices. We have no cables down the mount either. I have been trying to reduce as many cables hanging off the mount as possible. But I think there's only so far we can go. I know I'm keeping my ASIR Plus connected to the wire, to the home internet. So that is a cable I can't avoid dangling off. The only thing going off the mount here is power and a single USB 2. See, does that kind of put you at ease when everything's slewing? BRB laundry noises. I don't know, something like that. Beep. You don't, no cable tangles ever. I hear the horror stories of past issues with these ZWO mounts, and it was when a scope was returning to the home position, but it never stopped. It just kept spinning and spinning until the cable snapped off. It can't hear you, Lux. It can't hear you. So right, what is the James Webb Space Telescope? Webb, in a nutshell, the overview of the Webb and the ESA's contributions to the mission. Webb will reach space on an Ariane 5 from Europe's spaceport in French Guiana and a launch contributed by the European Space Agency. ESA provides a team of astronomers and engineers to support science operations. ESA contributed 2 of Webb's 4 science instruments, the NIR spec, and 50% of the MIRI. NASA, ESA, and the Canadian Space Agency are also the partners, and Webb is the largest and most powerful space telescope ever launched, and there are a great deal of moving parts on this. That's going to be key execution time for this to work. For sure, you're talking about their optics. Sexy on the outside, but can be easily outperformed by other triplets. See, that's the thing. I haven't had a chance to use and compare a great deal of refractors yet. I mean, yeah, they do look nice. But I think also if you can kind of keep a company small, then they can put a lot of work into, try to put as much work into their products as possible, rather than if they're just kind of throwing things around there. They did a typo. It's going to be launched, but this graphic was made in the early 2010s. Yeah, most likely. Where's the typo? We missed it. Webb observes near-infrared to mid-infrared light. Webb studies our own solar system and exoplanets around other stars. It'll study the birth of the first stars and galaxies. Yeah, this has probably been sitting in someone's files for quite a while. Webb is designed to answer outstanding questions about the universe and to make breakthrough discoveries in all fields of astronomy. Oh, launched. Ooh. Somebody missed that. So Webb will look to understand what did the early universe look like and when did the first stars and galaxies form. Understanding how galaxies and black holes form and evolve, the life cycle of stars from their birth to their death, investigating how planetary systems, including our solar system, form and evolve, studying exoplanets, their atmospheres, and the building blocks of life they might contain. Webb and Ariane 5 have fit made perfect. ESA's flying Webb on an Ariane 5 rocket, which has been customized for this extraordinary telescope. So when Webb is completely unfurled, it is the size of a tennis court. And there are some images you see, it doesn't look big, but until you have like people standing next to the whole telescope, it is it's amazing to see just the sheer size of this and compare it to what Hubble would be, which is almost like a modest size now. So yeah, they were talking about how adding these ventilation ports on the fairing, because during some of the tests things didn't seem to go too well when it was pressurized. So it was creating too much pressure in there, but you still want to have that negative vacuum inside. I believe someone was they were saying yesterday on Tony Darnell's stream about Webb. Well, inside the fairing is supposed to be negatively pressured to try to keep out any possible debris that might occur. You just want to see aliens. You don't care about the other science stuff. Just see some from a few billion years waving back. That's what you want to see, right? So the launch time at Europe Spaceport, there was assembly and integration, and we're basically at this point, we are minus 1 day away. And there were we did have those setbacks when everything was transported over to French Guiana. So, which is why we were pushed back a few days, then another day and a day. But this is all for good reason. And at this point, the only thing that's going to be impacting is the weather. Now, I don't know how last I saw, there was thunderstorms and rain for most of the week. So I was almost anticipating that they would make an announcement that things were going to be pushed back until the new year. But here we are, less than, just a little over 15 hours away from the launch. If they launched it on Starship, they could have sent two of them, one for backup. Well, that was it was either Security or Third Rock was mentioning last night that wanted to just build two of them, like in Contact. Bonsoir, comment ça va? How are you doing, Fiat? Good to see you in here today. How are things? How was your Friday? They probably did build two. It's all secret. It's all a big secret. There is a second one. There's a second one waiting. Well, it's like they have like the working replicas of the Mars rover. So, why wouldn't they have one that's ready to go? Let's get two JWSTs. Why not? That's why the budget went up. It really only costs about $5 billion to do it. Wouldn't be surprised if they have a second one for troubleshooting. I mean, it makes sense, right? But how much can, it'd be interesting to see a little more in-depth details about what redundancies they have, what is available to them to, if something does go wrong, how many things can go wrong before it is an absolute failure. So Webb will orbit the second Lagrange point, L2, at 1.5 million kilometers from Earth in the direction away from the Sun. At L2, Webb can always block light and heat from the Sun and Earth with its sun shield to observe the universe in infrared. L2 is not a fixed point, but follows Earth around the Sun, providing a stable orbit for Webb. So why they didn't have it in such a low Earth orbit like Hubble is that this needs to be cooled down to significant temperatures. And being able to have it out in that stable point away from any radiating heat from the Earth. And because it is observing in the infrared, if you were to look at Earth, even if you're looking at, there's images of Jupiter in the infrared, and it looks very, very different from the optical views. So infrared is just that signal below the red. And it's just that little, we can detect infrared by feeling any warmth from like light bulbs or the sun on our skin, but we can't actually perceive infrared light. When people complain it costs $10 billion for the scope, 14 countries are involved over 20 years. It breaks down to $39 million a year from those countries that funded Webb. And it's always interesting when you get people complaining about, why are you spending this much money on space? What good does it do? I mean, think about the fact that you're probably tweeting about it, and space exploration helped form the technology for your phone to be tweeting and moaning about that. Now, with dynamic mirror designs and cheaper launch platforms, you expect to start seeing modular scope designs that can form a space telescope Voltron. Imagine 5 mini telescopes combine to form one giant robotic telescope. If it was NASA and ESA, if it was SpaceX, it would already have seen millions of YouTube videos about it making, etc. Probably a Netflix series as well, because it's the government of the United States, so everything needs to be. See, there's still more. There's still more that we're seeing about this than we have in the past. Like most times, it's just like, okay, here's the launch. We're launching a telescope. What's this telescope do? It looks at the universe in near infrared. What's near infrared? You know, we're getting all this laid out for us before everything is launched. Mega telescope. Boom, 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 boom. What's going on, Sonic? How you doing? Kept a secret, or the Chinese will copy it. Meanwhile, the Chinese are like, no, that's too expensive. It's too expensive, yo. All down to politics because they don't trust the scientists. It's infuriating. Yeah, I don't want to delve too deep into that, but I think we all feel that same frustration that there should be more money put into science, because eventually down the line things are going to benefit. Montecro, how are you doing? TLDR, infrared equals old light. It is the slower, longer waves of light. How are you doing? You don't trust politicians any farther than scientists can be very accurate. Then scientists can very accurately predict that you can throw them. I like that one. We just need a constellation of Rasa 36s orbiting Earth and the moon. Simple, easy peasy. Launch them all up there. Have a big, giant array of Rasas. It's like the Dragonfly array, or somebody had like 4 11-inch Rasas all hooked up. The bot said goat. Yes, things have changed a little bit. The word goat isn't going to trigger at the moment. They are channel points. The goats are channel points because later on down the line, I can use those channel points to actually create fire sales for the goats. Did they polish the mirrors individually, or were they arranged together when the polishing begun? Now everything would have been individually. Baba Zelnik, what's going on? Why crap? Why? Because we can't type goats anymore? Do you guys miss the goats command? You want that back on. All right, so there can be a little bit of, I guess.
You should have gone for the head.
Don't say that word.
You can trigger anxiety in a JWST engineer just by using the word fingerprint.
Holy potatoes.
Holy goat potatoes.
Don't say that word.
Can we get a who ya? Oh yeah? No. Those don't happen here. Okay, the goat text is available. Love you too. Hey, Kenny. What's going on? How are you? What is the T minus? Sorry, Kenny. Hello.
Oh, don't say that word.
T minus. We are over. What is it? It's 4:30. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11. Like 15 hours away. Oh. No, hang on. It's doing it again. Which one? Goats in pants. 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 Yeah, doing well. Why the goats are doing this again? Which one do I have turned on? Yeah, 15 hours. This is incredible. This is wait, I think this was the All right, Sonic, you have a true funny story. All right. Your brain, that's it. There we go. Okay, I think we got the regular goats under control here. All right. There we go. Your neighbor's RV park down looking for goats. Turns speakers. Oh, really?
Oh, don't say that word.
You're okay now? Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. Good to see you here, Ma. How was your Christmas Eve? Your lifespan, JWST is only going to be 10 years. That's true. It isn't a incredibly long mission. True story. Brother and I were out in the pasture and found the rabbit.
Oh, don't say that word.
Found a rabbit's tail, picked it up and laughed. How did a damn rabbit lose its tail? 5 minutes later, we realized it was a scrotum sac. How does it lose that? How does it go just lose that? Ah. You still kept it though, right? We found a cow skull on our walks. Oh, you castrate the male goats often on the farm, so you just leave them there. Family time again. Hey, Kazakh princess, thank you for hanging out with us today. Like I said, we'll be back tomorrow morning in like 14 hours time. We'll be back hanging out. So if you need any more breaks from family, you're always welcome back. Always welcome to have you. To castrate the goats, very tight rubber band. Just picture that and walk away fast. Really, it just kind of lets the skin die and fall off. Because I've seen some other really weird videos. It was originally supposed to launch in 2007. And it was only going to be cost about $500 million. Cuts off circulation and falls off. Ugh. So yeah, the original, but basically as soon as Hubble launched, they proposed JWST, and that they're going to say, okay, it's going to launch in 2007. It's only going to cost like $500 million, and now here we are. Now here we are, like 13 years. No, pretty much like 14 years later, and now it's ready to launch. So again, because this has kind of caught our attention and we've been following it, and just the fact that
Oh, don't say that word.
is we have the internet to leave us available to all sorts of information so that we can keep up with all of this, and it just seems like it's taking forever. Normally, as when, like I said, when certain telescopes launch, or when certain events happen, or when certain like health solutions roll out, it's because there's been years of development in the background that just doesn't get published and isn't made public knowledge. So now with Webb, we've been following this for quite a number of years, and it just seems weird that we're under 15 hours away from launch. So the cold side is going to reach minus 233 degrees, which is not too far off from absolute zero, which is 200 and was it minus 200 and wow, totally 2.73 degrees Kelvin is the temperature. There you go, 273. Thank you. So it's not too far off from absolute zero, but still going to be very warm on the hot side, and that's again why it needs to be so far out, away from Earth, away from any kind of residual infrared signal that the Earth gives off, that we can get these detailed views. So the Webb's unfolding sequence, the deployment of the two structures protecting the folded sun shield, that is going to be occurring in the first 45 minutes of launch. I do have another graphic of what we can expect to see. So you got lateral deployment of the sun shield, tensioning and separation of the 5 sun shield insulation layers, unfolding of the secondary mirror support structure, deployment of the 2 primary mirrors and lateral wings, and at L+1 month, the Webb telescope will be unfolded. And it is about 6 months until everything is ready to...
Don't say that word.
Is going to be ready to start doing the science. Webb follows the NASA ESA Hubble Space Telescope in a line of great space observatories. Both space observatories have different capabilities, and will operate in parallel, complementing each other. You're so ready for this? Your alarm is set for tomorrow morning. I have multiple alarms set. I'll be up bright and early. We'll have the coffee ready. And like I said, I will start the stream just as soon as I am ready. Like 6 a.m. is like the time, but it may start a little earlier depending on how excited I get. And we can watch it. Yes, I'll be watching the feed from. I think ESA has the feed, NASA has their feed with it there, and yeah, I know there are going to be a great number of other people who are broadcasting this, but. Also, for the more people who are sharing this science, it's just that it's better for the telescope, better for outreach, and for people to know what exactly is going on up there. What are we so excited about? And you can see the size comparison. Here's our scale size of Hubble's only mirror, and then just the sheer scale that Webb dwarfs Hubble. So, and while Hubble is only 570 kilometers away from the Earth, it allowed it to be serviceable. So when there were issues when it first was launched, they were able to send another mission up shortly thereafter. But with Webb, because it is 1.5 million kilometers away, this thing has to work. So some of the part and parcel to the delays that occurred were making sure that all the equipment is going to pass the tests and actually be able to operate in zero gravity. There were many tests that they can perform. They can perform in a vacuum, but it's also just the nature of everything working out in space. You know, there is allowances for any micrometeoroids. Like you look at some of the what's the one telescope that has the gunshot, the bullet holes in it? Like if there's any micrometeoroids to pierce the sunfoil, there are safeguards in place for repairing. The foil have serviceable for any holes as well. If we had a pool going on, failure causes, your money is on cold welding. Yeah, I'm kind of worried about that. Because as soon as you remove oxygen, you can have the like steel confused together. I know you always see the, what if we had no oxygen for like 5 seconds? Obviously all chaos would go. Things would bond out of nowhere. So what do we have for the instruments on here? There's the near infrared spectrograph, the NIR spec. The temperature, mass, and chemical composition of object. Spectroscopy mapping and can capture spectra of 200 objects simultaneously. Knowing NASA, it's going to be the reaction wheels. But they were able to to repurpose some of them from Spitzer for a while. The mid-infrared instrument, MIRI, it observes cold, distant objects in the mid-infrared, and more spectroscopy mapping, and extra refrigerator crowd cooler. Again, keeping things far away from Earth and as cold as possible. It's going to help all the instruments work together. Near-infrared cam, light from the first stars and galaxies will be observed, farthest objects ever in near-infrared, and the critical role in the telescope alignment. So when there are like all the mirrors need to be aligned to the primary mirror. So yeah, to be able to for each one to be perfectly aligned, it's going to take time. But I think they did say that their images are going to be coming from each mirror. It's carrying 159 liters of hydrazine fuel and 79.5 liters of dinitrogen tetroxide oxidizer. And because its weight is always the issue. So putting that finite lifetime on this, it will take about 30 days to get out to that point. And then about another 6 months until it's ready to start doing science. But we'll still be getting updates on its progress. Actually, you should be able to view. There was a map of be able to see Hubble. To see Hubble, but to see Webb in your scope. Yes, over to the L2. It does have reaction wheels, but it only has a 2,000 watt power budget, if you recall. Yeah, I didn't see what that one was. Unless we're getting that information a bit. Pardon me. Spectroscopy is a tool that astronomers use to better understand the physics of objects in space, like a prism splits white light from the sun into color components like a rainbow. Webb spectrographs will dissect infrared light into many wavelengths.
Oh, don't say that word.
This will provide detailed information about an object, such how galaxies move, or what molecules are present in exoplanet's atmosphere. So we can detect the exoplanets, and then Webb can start to break down those components and analyze things in a much deeper much deeper analysis. Will Hubble be brought back to Earth eventually, or maybe placed in the Smithsonian? As far as last I've heard, that Hubble will just be deorbited and we will watch it burn up majestically in the night sky or in the daytime sky, depending on when it lands. I think it's going to cost, it'll just cost way too much money to bring it back, which is unfortunate because we have lived so long with Hubble and seen the images coming from that telescope that it's even that day will be very emotional as well. Technically, JWST, it has a giant solar sail in the form of a heat shield that used for adjusting its orbit. I don't know if they had that in mind. That is a good question. That is good. Wait, you're eating all the hors d'oeuvres. It's not even 5 o'clock. What are you guys tucking in the hors d'oeuvres already for? Please don't eat them all. Please? Please? Okay, you can start eating some. We found was after 8 MRE-1 thrusters used for unloading momentum from the reaction wheels. Hubble's the size of a school bus. You wouldn't be able to have a vehicle that could recover it. Imagine we did. Did someone say appies? What's up, Chalky Soup? How are you? Good to see you in here. You're drinking all the eggnog, but I'm out of eggnog. More eggnog, please. There's no rum in this eggnog yet. There's no rum in this eggnog yet. Chilling? Well, good to have you out here. Good to have you here. Hopefully your Friday is going well. More eggnog. Please more eggnog. So when they analyze spectroscopy, you can tell by the darker lines in the what's missing out of the wavelengths of light, and you can tell what elements are actually in the object that you're looking at. What do you call someone who doesn't believe in Santa Claus? An agnostic. Eggnog stick. Okay. As for Hubble recovery, maybe it would be possible yet with the launch Starship. I mean, there probably are people who are thinking, well, what can we do to bring this back? But then it is the unfortunate reality that it's just going to be much cheaper to burn that sucker up. Which is, I mean, how cool would it be that get the space telescope back, resurrect the space shuttle mission for one more mission, right? Get the Canadarm, place it back in the cargo bay, bring it back. Everybody talks about they want to see Hugh Jackman as Wolverine one more time. Well, we want to see the space shuttle launch one more time. So why study the universe in infrared? The light of galaxies that are billions of light years away travels to us through space that is expanding. This stretches the light wavelength into the infrared, allowing Webb to see far back in time. Near-infrared light reveals the formation of galaxies and peers through the dust layers that enshroud newborn stars. Like we were talking about the Coalsack Nebula, Barnard 33, where a lot of people post this this scientific post on Facebook or anywhere for social media, saying that this is a dark void of space. Scientists have no idea what's there. It gives off no light whatsoever. Blah blah blah. It's just a big dust cloud. You look at it through the infrared, all of a sudden everything is revealed. So that's what Webb is doing. It's ignoring all of the visible light and getting more of the light that could be enshrouded behind any dust clouds. Mid-infrared light peers through the cold, dusty regions where stars form and reveals how massive stars and black holes shape their surroundings. You hate the space shuttle so much. Why do you hate it so much? Is it because you love it so much? You miss it so much? So there have been a great deal of missions that have flown through from Ariane 5, which also what I also like about this rocket is that it does have that look of the old space shuttle. Space shuttle is just an awful design, but it's just like, for me, I think, well, that's like the classic look of space missions. So yeah, there's a fantastic track record from Ariane 5, and I have great confidence in this mission. And it's not just in the nerves don't stop at the launch. There's going to be many stages that have to occur. What's going on, Raj? How are you? How you doing? What do we got here?
Oh, don't say that word.
You play too much.
All right, this is very dangerous. 300 plus single points of failure, not counting the launch itself. Yes, please cross all the fingers. If you have extra fingers, please cross those as well. The silence of the that is good. I like that. Dylan, what's going on? How are you? Yeah, coming in at an interesting time. Not long, I know. Raj, it is very exciting. Very, very exciting. What's that movie that's got a crazy, chaotic NASA control room scene? You got to make a joke. Which one is it? Which one is it? Honestly, we're shocked that NASA made Sky Crane work completely bonkers design. I mean, it is... it's amazing. Watch the yearly recap. Where's the yearly recap for what? For YouTube? What am I missing? Link. A little tired? How was your day going? Aside from being a little tired. So yes, we'll be watching that launch from French Guiana. So there have been over 250 Ariane launches, high efficiency, safety, and reliability through the European teamwork as customers all over the world, operational since 1968. Yeah, we were working a little earlier today, but do you have time off for the holidays? As I said, how long Webb is supposed to be good for? About 10 years. They're expecting about 10 years for this mission. Excellent. Well, we'll be back here in 13 hours covering the launch. So that will be 7:20 a.m. Eastern Standard Time when it's expected to launch, and we'll be streaming at as soon as I sneeze. Excuse me. So yeah, well, I'll be up at probably about 5 in the morning, getting ready to stream. So as soon as we're all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, we'll start the coverage. Brooks redeeming the goat. So yeah, the channel point redeems. Yeah, we'll try to make the goat as chaotic as possible. I'm working on that. We're getting there. We're getting there. I did not know you also know Tony from Deep Astronomy and Christian from Launchpad Astronomy. I know of them. We're not all buddy, but I am familiar with their work, and it's just it's always fantastic to see more people doing. You shall watch Yearly Dose of Internet, Mr. Tom. What is the yearly dose of internet? Am I missing? Am I missing a link? Where is this yearly internet? So apparently they have with us 690 square kilometers of jungle. Spaceport is the largest protected natural area, hosting an abundance of wildlife and plants. There was a question that had popped up about what kind of animals are expected that can be seen around there. There have been jaguars, leopards, alligators. I didn't link, just search Daily Dose Haas video from today. All right. See, like the thing is that I'm starting his Daily Dose of videos. Daily Dose of Internet. Oh, that's who it is. That's the whole.
Hello everyone, this is your...
I did not know that was the channel. This already looks like some weird shit. And it seems like a rabbit hole I could probably easily fall down. Oh, wait, did I? Oh, that's about it. Look at the most viewed one. All right. Sort by most popular. Which one? This thing?
Hello everyone, this is your yearly...
All I wanted you.
Here he comes.
This elephant was kind enough to pick up some trash that fell on the ground.
I gotta say, I've never caught this before. So is it just like all these crazy videos from around the internet?
This person likes to make cake disguised as everyday items.
Imagine reaching for the Doritos and finding only cake. He basically just curates other people's content. You know, everybody has their own thing. I mean, well, technically, I'm kind of doing a very similar thing. We're just kind of reporting back on what we can expect with Webb. But do we have? Are these all videos, or is it just all the details? Oh yeah, you'd be infuriated with the way I watch YouTube sometimes. It is just beep 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 beep. There's a fair balance. There's a balance between using fair use and transformative, and just compiling videos together. This is true. But there is... all right, so here are some of the frequently asked questions of Webb. Maybe this will answer a couple of questions that have popped up there. So what's new about Webb? Webb will be the largest telescope ever placed in space. It will observe infrared light from space with unprecedented sensitivity, which will allow it to peer back into time over 13.5 billion years to see the first galaxies after the Big Bang. Dr. Professor SC. Dr. Professor, hello. Welcome into the observatory. Thank you very much for the follow. What can Webb do? Have you seen this monolithic telescope? It is... I mean, there were some images. Where was it? There was a... Which one was it? Webb packing? This one. This image. You see the boom. The crane up beside the telescope. It's not until you start placing humans beside this observatory that you realize it is huge. CJ, it won't see the Big Bang down my pants. CJ. How are you, sir? How are you doing? In theory, the VLT is the biggest space telescope because Earth is in space, hence their analogy for flat Earth.
Oh, okay.
I've been here from the start, just lurking. No worries. Glad to have you in here. A solid glass telescope. Tiny space telescopes. Tiny pizzas. Tiny lasagnas. Wow. Oh my goodness. Wow, that's like... That's so cool.
So, Rick, this is where the aspherical surface, which is really a strong...
Interesting. Huygens optics. Alright, well, that is in my... Well, that is in the queue of things to watch. That's kind of neat. So if we scaled this up, would it work? Is it the... Or is this what is working with one of the telescopes? How do you even watch movies? Just skip to the end. Well, in that case, Batman dies at the end of no one. It supposedly has a focal length longer than normal. Interesting. No, I'll definitely leave that tab open.
Holy potatoes!
And as long as things don't close, don't close the wrong window, then we'll check that out.
I am inevitable.
It is in the... It's in the history. Started watching it. Yeah, so what I had there was the missed the K. What can Webb do that Hubble can't? Webb will cover longer wavelengths of light than Hubble, has 100 times more improved sensitivity, which opens up a new window to the universe. The longer wavelengths enable Webb to uncover hidden parts of our solar system, peer inside dust clouds where stars and planetary systems are forming, reveal the composition of exoplanets' atmospheres in more detail, and look farther back in time to see the first galaxies that formed in the early universe. Why does Webb observe in infrared? By observing in infrared, Webb will reveal the hidden universe to our eyes. Stars and planetary systems forming in clouds of dust, and the first light from the earliest stars and galaxies ever formed. NASA, European Space Agency, and the Canadian Space Agencies are Webb's partners. Do you ever think about the ton black hole? I try not to think about black holes that often because it just completely wrinkles my brain. And the fact that when you're bending space-time around a black hole, and everything in Interstellar up until the last 15 minutes really sparks my interest more about black holes. So what is the ESA's contribution to Webb? Europe plays a crucial role in Webb's science payload, contributing to the NR, the near-infrared spectroscopy instrument, and 50% share of the MIRI instrument, and procuring the launch of the telescope on an Ariane 5 rocket from Europe's spaceport in French Guiana. ESA scientists are also supporting Webb mission operations at the Space Telescope Science Institute in Baltimore, Maryland, in the United States. In return for the European contributions, ESA secures access for astronomers from ESA member states with a minimum share of 15% of Webb observing time. European scientists are represented on all advisory bodies of the project. Master Oogway is dead. Same theory as the thermodynamics of neutron-based black holes. You are bending space around a black hole. You're bending something around that black hole. I didn't understand the joke. You just compressed all of the most smart things you know about. Yeah, no. Nope. Sorry. How will Webb get to its destination? Bend these nuts. How is Webb going to get to its destination? Webb is folded origami style to fit in the fairing of the Ariane 5 rocket that will launch the telescope. From French Guiana, there it will embark on its month-long journey to its final orbit in its first 3 weeks after launch. Webb will unfold its delicate 5-layered sun shield, then will deploy its large 6.5-meter primary mirror. Got him! Got him! So why is Webb going to the L2 Lagrange point? This is 1.5 million kilometers from Earth. The telescope can stay in line with the Earth as it moves around the sun. This allows the satellite's large sun shield to protect the telescope from the light and heat from the sun and Earth and moon. At L2, Webb can maintain its extremely cold operating temperature, stable pointing, and high observing efficiency. When will Webb arrive at its destination? It'll be a month till it reaches that target, and in that month's time is when everything is going to unfurl and lock into place, and hopefully nothing goes wrong. From the moment of liftoff until separation, CNES launch range services will track Ariane 5 from ground stations in Kourou in Ascension Island in the South Atlantic, Natal in Brazil, Libreville, and Malindi. You wonder if two black holes could be balanced so that any application of force would cause them to move. Then again, you could accelerate to 0.99999% speed of light. You should personally see time slow, so all travel would be instant. You figure you'd like create this pocket of this equilibrium of space-time, right? They move around each other until one collapses and the other one, they cannot coexist with each other because if they are super close. If we could observe more of deep space in real time, slowed space-time because of gravity and or speed, could you go backward in time? Would it work the opposite?
Don't say that word.
All right, there's one other page of the timeline of Webb. There we go. You go so fast, you see the universe around you go slow motion. So instead of getting too close to the black hole and seeing time move quickly, that you're the one who's moving quick. In theory, we don't know about black holes because JWST hasn't launched yet. So here is the timeline for tomorrow morning. And so it'll lift off from French Guiana at about T plus 27 minutes is the upper stage separation. The Ariane 5 launch vehicle provides wait.
Oh, okay.
Wit, thank you very much for the lurk. Much appreciated. We're having a good day. Good day today. For a second, you read that as go Weibo. Outside, in perspective, looking at a black hole, the object entering it would slow to a stop, but perspective view would speed up. But its perspective view would speed up. So if you see somebody enter a black hole, you're just essentially seeing them freeze and then eventually redshift, but still never ever changing. So you're saying the opposite of that? Or, yeah. But to you itself, everything is, you're interacting in your own real time, but everything else is changing. Ariane 5 launch vehicle provides thrust for roughly 26 minutes after liftoff from French Guiana. Moments after upper stage engine cutoff, Webb is released from the Ariane 5 and is flying on its own fully stowed state. Note speed and distance data becomes available on the Where Is Webb page after upper stage separation. Temperature data becomes available 1 to 2 days after launch. If you're in the black hole, the universe would fast forward. You would see everything you would get all the answers to what would happen for the rest of the time for the universe. Time is relative, everything is meaningless, and you're all going to die. There should be so much catchphrase. That would work out really well. That'd be like a really motivating, morbid catchphrase. That'd be good. T plus 33 minutes is the solar array is released and deployed. After shedding its fairing and booster rocket, the first two deployments are automatic, meaning they happen without ground giving commands. Once the solar panel is deployed, the telescope will go off battery power and start generating its own power. Launch plus 12.5 hours is the mid-course correction burn 1A. James Webb Space Telescope is launched on a direct path to an orbit around the second Sun-Earth Lagrange point, but needs to make its own mid-course thrust correction maneuvers to get there. This is by design because if Webb gets too much thrust from the Ariane rocket, it can turn into a thrust back towards Earth, and because that would directly expose the telescope optics and structure to the Sun, overheating them and aborting the science mission before it can even begin. Therefore, Webb gets an intentional slight underburn from Ariane and uses its own small thrusters and onboard propellant to make the difference. Secret professor. We have secret doctor professors. So there will be. So it is at the point of 3 days when when the sun shield really starts to start deploying, which will be again more tense times. But that's how warp speed works in theory. So it compresses the space in front of you and then expands the space behind you. So you're not actually moving, you're moving the space around you. Now, if we could master that. Wait a minute. What's up with a minute? We have like 9 minutes. You read somewhere that someone accidentally discovered warp speed. Accidentally, really? Your ex compresses the space in front and behind her, too. A scientific paper from this month. Really? Are there links to it? Is it Scientific American? Is it behind a paywall? Google it. All right. Google. Ugh. The closer you get to light speed, time will slow for you, and the universe will fast forward. And so you'll feel like you're going ultra fast because you don't feel the time travel. Is that something you would you guys want to do that? Would you want to be able to experience that time dilation? And because you can never go back, like you're leaving your PlayStation behind, leaving our Lego sets behind. I mean, you're journeying into that unknown. But are you willing to risk everything to know and then not be able to get that information back out? That it is your own personal answer to the universe. Oh, fast forward. What are you thinking? The universe becomes Final Fantasy? It's a secret. Interesting though, right? It's that mystery that you would love to know the answer to, but only you can never relay that information. So we'll be keeping an eye on specific events with Webb as it makes its journey. It's 30 days up until it reaches the Lagrange point, but there are many steps that are going to be occurring over the week. You would create a generational ship and insist they bring their family. And that seems to be some like a possible solution for reaching another star system, is to make a generation ship. The only thing is that everybody in between is just there to keep the mission going, and they reap like, no benefits. I think if you type accidental warp speed, the thing should pop up. Accidental warp bubble or warp drive. Now, let's see. Probably all of them will come up. Could it be this one? This already is making me want to go back and play Elite Dangerous. It's about where the people are going and their mental health, in your opinion. That's true. There was when you look at people in confined spaces, and it's not going to be like giant passenger ships. It's still going to be very, very confined areas that people are going to have to be living in. All right, I'll keep that link open. Now, last night we did reach some goals. We did shatter some goals. We actually obliterated some goals last night.
By the power of Grayskull, I have the mustache.
Oh, 30 seconds. Ask me anything. Ask me any question, and it's going to be yes. Yes will be the answer. How's it going, Gothfox? Good to see you in here today. How are you? If you can create force with electrons, you might be able to create mass, which means you might be able to create a warp bubble. So that sounds totally plausible. It's not just I'm agreeing with that. Yes! Yes is the answer. Yes. You probably have another 10 seconds. How quickly can you type any question that you want? Yes. Howdy! How you doing, Gothfox? Merry Christmas Eve to you. Merry Christmas. Do you yes? Yes, I do yes. So yes, last night we obliterated this goal. Point to it. Thank you. And I'm going to say for our Lazy Sunday Lego stream, I have a massive Lego set to reveal. Until then, what we will build in the near future, when we have our sci-fi build, we'll do one of these. We'll do Darth Vader's transformation. So I have the high ground. It's over. This will be one of our future builds. I enjoy it. I like it. It's always some sci-fi based something. If it's not going to be space based, we're going to keep it in the realm of something like that. What size do you say again? Because it says medium. What size do you say again? Because it's medium in the thingy. There. That's just another. This is another new goal. If we are reaching another 10 subs, then we'll have another set to reveal. But it is a massive. It is a large set to reveal for Sunday. So as long with having some giveaways on Sunday. Oh, so hungry! We are like 5 minutes. 5 minutes. You need VR Lego. That'd be kind of cool. You got your first telescope for Christmas, King Assassin. What did you get? Excellent. Merry Christmas to you from the universe. The only massive set is the Death Star. Others are just big. Okay, then this is a big set. This is the one we will reveal on Sunday. It'll be a very, very sizable set. So that's what we're going to be doing Sunday and Monday. 5 minutes. 5 minutes Turkish. Yeah, Kings, that's awesome. That's exciting. It's always wonderful to get your first telescope as well. So yes, there's no okay, it's not a retired set. There's no retired sets like that. But also throughout the stream on Sunday and Monday, we're gonna do two Lego streams, one for Lego Build Day on Monday, and then on Sundays our regular Lazy Sunday Lego stream. But we'll also be giving away a few packs of the minifigure sets of Series 22, which will be available on Lego's website on the 1st of January. So if you want to see, you have something a little earlier. Best telescope is the one you don't have. You got a Celestron, which is good for traveling and stuff, and you can collapse it in a little backpack as a phone adapter, so you can take the photos. Oh, that sounds awesome. That sounds fantastic. I try to learn it and to use it as well, and bring up to your school's astronomy classes and star parties. That'll be amazing. Kings, congratulations. Looking forward to that first light. I have nice hands. Photogenic. Such a weird effing thing to say. Well, thank you. I try. See, because I use my hands, I do try to make them look all right. Plus, I'm a graphic designer. I don't, my hands are like veal. If I get them caught in a Lego piece, it's terrible things happen. Lux. My hands are like veal, so less fattening, soft, tender. You could probably cut them with a marshmallow. I am right-handed. I tried it last night, but it was too late for you to actually really see much without having your neck at an awkward angle. You got somewhat decent image of Sirius, though. You still have a lot to learn to do. Well, that is any other questions that you're going to be having, Kings. Always happy. Always happy to answer questions, because if it's not me, there are other people in here that are doing astrophotography. So tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, thereabouts, maybe a little earlier, we'll be having our stream for the coverage of the James Webb Space Telescope. I'll keep a close eye on all the Twitter feeds from NASA and ESA, just to make sure that everything is going to work out well and that nothing is going to be delaying the launch. But until then, we'll keep things on the lookout. So yes, that is the plan. Sunday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time will be our next Lazy Sunday Lego stream. We will have a new build, so I'm excited for that. I think it'll be a nice addition to the office. I think it'll kind of spruce up the place a little bit. That's the only hint I'm leaving for that one. So I appreciate you guys hanging out today, and if there are any further questions about James Webb, there is plenty of websites available that are going to give you that information. Serious question though, robotic mounts for normie telescopes? I think you make your telescope your mount the most important piece of equipment. And from that point on, whatever kind of scope you're going to throw on there for the meantime, you can make it work. You can make things work. There is our Twitter page as well, if there's going to be any other information that pops up. Do some research and let us know. Yeah, you always have a look in there. But like I said, always make your mount the most important piece of equipment that you get, because you can have an amazing telescope, and if you have like a mount, then there's nothing much you can do about that. Build a good foundation with your systems, and everything else you can kind of upgrade your peripherals as need be. And this is also, nobody's going to win astrophotography. Nobody. But it's always a nice marathon, nice journey to be on. And I appreciate you guys sharing your images as always. Like to see them in the Discord. ZWO AM5 with a $100 scope. Yeah, buy something from Kmart and throw it on a $2,000 mount. Having a telescope that can automatically track stuff would be awesome. You'd have a thing that you'd try to secure the telescope in a specific angle, and stuff that ends up moving you very slightly. When you do that, then you end up not having what you're looking at where you want it to be. It's an alt-az mount. But yeah, Kings, feel free, please drop in some more questions on the Discord. We'll be always happy to answer them offline, and also keep content evergreen as well. I believe auto tracking mounts would increase interest in astronomy. It is. I mean, there's a lot of people who, well, the harumphers who don't like the automatic mounts, because it feels like it takes away from all the benefits of astronomy. All right. Yes.
Holy potatoes!
Don't say that word.
What's up, security? Jesus, would space travel? Maybe. What JWST do, right? I hear you, Lux. I hear you.
Don't say that word.
JWST will not launch until I go to eat. Channel needs more friendly trolls. You guys are fantastic. I appreciate you guys. Also, Dr. Professor. Secret Dr. Professor. Glad to have you follow in on the stream today. Glad to have you in here. Always wonderful to have everybody in the stream today. Here are our raid messages. Here is our raid messages. For those who are subscribed to the channel, those who are... I got you covered. As I said, we'll be back 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Christmas morning. For those who are celebrating Christmas, a Merry Christmas to you. For those who are not, a Happy Friday, Happy Saturday, well, Happy weekend to everybody. Wonderful to have you guys in here. Who are we raiding? We are going to go over to... We are going to raid... I want to raid... What's Sage doing? What is Sage doing today?
By
Christmas
the
stream
power
tomorrow.
of Grayskull, I have the mustache.
No, okay. No, we're not. No. Nope. What's going on, Poggy Man? How are you? No answers. Every question is a no. Have a great night. No. Dash, what's going on? Want to wish you a happy Christmas and happy holidays. Hope you enjoyed a lot. Thank you very much, Dash. Appreciate it, but no Merry Christmas. No. Oh boy, it looks weird. No, we don't need to debear. Who debears their image? None of that. No. All right, yes, I'm going to send you guys over to... you guys are fantastic. Great live stream. See you later. Thank you very much, Raj. Wonderful to have you in here. You guys are absolutely tremendous. But yes, we'll send you guys over to Rocket Sage, a fabulous geologist and a wonderful streamer as well, and a member of the Knowledge Fellowship. So once again, there are our messages for the raid. If you want to copy that in there, we're gonna send you over to. Send you guys over to Sage. Recently partnered as well on Twitch and a fantastic science communicator. If you like geology,
Oh, don't say that word.
her stream rocks. Mary James Webb Eve, my goodness, I am so excited for this. So yes, I thank you guys so much for tuning in today. You guys are absolutely fantastic. I wish you all a very Merry Christmas Eve. Hope Santa eats all his cookies and drinks all the eggnog. And if he drinks all of your eggnog, beat the him and get more eggnog. Until then, until 13 hours from now, have a very Merry Friday Eve. I've been Tom. I am the Astro Canuck. I'm not here to change the world. I'm here to share the universe. Have a fantastic evening, a very Merry Christmas, and we'll see you in a few hours. Take care.